This is Ian, a pro crawler team driver with no less than 20 trophies in his cabinet. And yep, that's me, an overweight 44-year-old who once came second in a singing competition. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, let's go back a couple of days before this competition. This is my little Element Enduro Bushido. Bushido! 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 It's a 1/10 scale crawler inspired by the Suzuki Samurai. And being it is from Element, it is a performer. It does really well. The scale's a little bit off, it's a little bit short and wide, but overall, it is really good. And a little while ago, a good friend of mine, Gareth Curtis, he is the man behind, well, GCRC. He is the man behind the Cayman chassis. Predominantly they come in carbon fibre. This, however, is one of the prototypes for their Class 1 Cayman chassis they were designing. Not exactly the same as the final product, but it is a usable chassis. So he gifted me this, which is really cool because it's a, well, it's a one-off. Well, it's not really a one-off because there's probably more than one cut of this, but prototype chassis. He also gave me the bits so I could build it if I wanted to, but he didn't give it to me and demand I make a video on it, and I've had it for ages. I've only just got round to doing something with it. And we're gonna make a Bushido. So it's a Class 1 chassis. Now Class 1, got smaller wheels, hard body. The Bushido hasn't got a hard body and I'm probably not gonna put small wheels on it. So we're not building it to a C1 spec, but I really wanna use this LCG chassis and all the bits to go with it. And I wanna make this just sit a bit lower. I might change the wheels and tires and then take it out, and I may enter it into competition. If I do, I'll probably have to enter a Class 2 competition, but just want to do something with it. And an Element chassis is perfect for that because they come with this cool Stealth X gearbox. You can change the overdrive on it. Oh, left the battery in this. I wondered where that had gone. That's my 3S. Really good gearbox. I'll try and find the overdrive gear so I can put some overdrive on it. Nice suspension, all metal links, a good quality crawler. And I'm going to keep probably 90% of what's here. We're literally just going to put this chassis on and I may change the wheels and tyres, and that's going to be it. If I'm honest, I'm not even sure how this goes together. I'm just kind of winging it. It's the best way sometimes. It's got to be as simple as just swapping everything out, surely. Although I've already put that one in the wrong place. I don't even know if this is the right skid plate because it said SCX10 on it, but obviously this is a Element, but we'll work with what we got. Come on, work with me here, work with me. Get you in there. Got these ones in. Let's throw the 2,000 years later up and I'll have this bit done.
2,000 years later.
There we go, it's on. I've kind of mocked up the rear and I'm just doing the front. Now, the steering servo, as you see on the actual chassis, it sits on top like that. Now, Gareth gave me this thing and I'm not sure who makes it. I will put it on the screen. But anyway, I was trying to work out, I was thinking, it's way too wide, because once this chassis is like pinched in a little bit with the actual mounts, I was thinking that is way too wide, there's something wrong there. Then I saw these little slots. You got the slots in there, it all goes together. That bit's for the panhard bar. You might have seen this before, this is the first for me, look. How cool is that? It slides over the chassis. Oh, it's the little things that please me sometimes. And I can still put my braces in there. Oh, that is so cool. Right, I'm gonna get this chassis mocked up properly, suspension mounted, and then we'll look at the gearbox and mounting all the other bits and pieces. Look at how it's going. Servo mount's really good. I did have to change the servo. It's seized on there, I can't get it off now, it's rounded out. Rather than fighting that, I've just stuck a high voltage E-tronics in there. It's a good servo, it doesn't cost a lot of money, so it's not like I'm putting some crazy expensive one in there, but anyway. That mount is awesome, and then you get the panhard bar on there. Put the rear shocks at that angle, I've put the front at that angle, and you'll notice that there's no springs. Because I've got it set up like this, the steering was knocking on it. I've taken them off, you don't need springs on a crawler. It's still nice and soft there, but it's full droop. That's gonna be so cool. So what I've got to do next is open this up, swap the overdrive, because I want full overdrive to the front. You can adjust these to, I think it's like 11.8 1.8 or something like that. We'll have full overdrive at the front. That's going to be sat in there. I don't think the holes are in there specifically for these body mounts, but they line up perfectly, and it lines up with the wheel as well. Obviously we need to do a bit of trimming. They line up perfectly. Another bonus. This is going to look so cool. Anyway, I'm going to get this gearbox done. I'll get the gearbox mounted. I'll get all the electronics in, and I'll be back once we're ready to make sure it's well, running okay. Ta-da! It is done. Well, it's not done, but it is all on. Everything's plumbed in. I shall give you a quick tour. So servo mounted on there and all set up. There's his shocks. You'll notice that one's got a spring on it. That one hasn't. Now, where the panhard bar is, it doesn't go as far that way as it does that way. So when it sits down, it was sitting, I don't know if you can see that on camera, it was kind of, the chassis was sat down like that, whereas now, see when it's driving along, it's going to be moving about, but it just brings it up a little bit on this side and stops it sagging too much. Stock shorty battery tray, all I've done, wrap the straps round and they go underneath there on the carbon chassis supports, and that is solid on there, not going anywhere. Bit of weight up front. Gearbox mounted, ESC fixed on the top like that. Tidied the wiring up, receiver sits on the back there. Doesn't interfere at all with the suspension. It's a nice, neat setup, I like it. Suspension working well. I think all it's missing, it needs a front bumper to be legal, I think. Still stock electronics, stock motor, stock gearbox, stock everything other than that servo, well, and the chassis. Nice fast servo, as you can see there. Put a bit of weight down on it and it's still good. Stock electronics, that StealthX gearbox, super smooth, really nice. If you keep an eye on that dot and that dot, you'll see the overdrive. This one's spinning a lot quicker. Full overdrive there, which is, oh, I forgot again, 11.9 or 12% overdrive. All we need to do now is cut the body, decide the wheels and tyres. I think I'm going to swap out for my Trill ones with the nice sticky RC four-wheel drive, whatever they are. And that will be class 2. If I want to go class 1, I need slightly smaller wheels, so we'll maybe try both. And this doesn't have an interior. I'm going to tint it so you can't see through. It doesn't look as weird then. Hopefully it's going to look as good as it does in my head. But da-da-da! Some of you might think this looks a bit funny, but I think that's part of the appeal. Now, I should have. The tyres do rub. They rub inside there. A lot of people, when they do these LCG rigs, they will cut all of that around there. So it's literally just that top bit, and none of that will be there. But I didn't want to lose that look. It still looks like a Bushido. Yeah, I've had to cut a lot of the arch out. Not so much at the rear, but it just about clears. But personally, I think it looks really good. Super low, but it's still got loads of movement in there. I think this is going to look so cool on the rocks. Right, let's go see how it performs. So we're at Bed's Electric RC Club, and Gareth, who makes these chassis, has just informed me that I've put them round the wrong way. Not front to back. That should be that side, that should be that side, because his logo is backwards. Never mind. Right way round if you look at it like that. It's just started to rain as well. Ugh. So got like a little woodland trail course here. That's pretty cool. Just like a woodland path as such. This is the class 1. Class 2 and 3 are over there. We'll have a look at them in a bit. Then it goes, look, all through here. Round here, they've done so much work since the last time I came down here. So much work. I better check it actually runs. I haven't checked it yet. Well, I've checked it runs, but we need to check that it actually will crawl before we do the competitions. Look how smooth this stock reedy system is from Associated. So nice. The servo's a bit noisy, but this looks so cool. I don't know what it's coming out like on camera, but it looks so good. It does rub on the front, but I wanted to keep that grille. Nice. So this is the class 2. Class 2 goes up and over, up round there and then back round somewhere. And then over here is class 3. From what I've seen, this is quite tricky, this one. Problem is as well, there's some really gnarly rock, same as over here. So you end up, if you get hooked up on them, it's yeah, difficult. Here's the dream team, scoring. Eating food, scoring sheets. My rig was far from class 1 legal. It had no bumpers, the wheels were too big, and it didn't have a hard body. So although I'm running a class 1 course here, I'm not going to be placed on the leaderboard. It's more just a shakedown really. So class 2 had 2 different courses. Everyone had to run course 1 in the morning and then course 2 in the afternoon. And the only thing that was stopping my rig from being class 2 legal was a front bumper. And initially I wasn't really fussed about running this to set a proper time. I just wanted to see how it done. But after testing it and running it on the class 1 course, I realised it actually performs quite well. So luckily someone there gave me a bumper to fit. So it's now able to properly run in class 2. And man, was I pleased that I took that bumper. I was going to edit both these runs right down, but I think some of you probably want to see the whole run. If you don't know about crawler competitions, or if you're just interested in watching them, I'll do the full run. I cut out all the blank bits in the middle, but this is course 1 from the morning. So basically each course there's 10 gates and there's 2 bonus gates. A perfect score is -30, and then you lose points for touching gates, rolling onto the roof, or repositioning, etc. I'd seen a few people running this course, so I'd found a few lines that I think worked. This is one of them, going straight up here rather than going at an angle. And I've done alright here, and there's a bonus gate just back down, you just see it in the corner there. But I got a little bit hooked up here and I had to take a reverse, which is +1 point, and then again, just couldn't get around there, so another reverse, so another +1.
Never mind. Where are you going back?
And then after doing that bonus gate, I just followed the course round and kind of looked for the best lines that I thought would work with this. And as you'll see, this little thing is quite nimble.
A quick steering rack. Forward over.
So gate 3 and 4, not too bad. Down to gate 5, little bit sketchy, especially if you've got a bit too much weight in the front. No weight in this, I've not added any weight, so that probably helped on that bit. Just making sure I'm not touching the gate very close there. Whoa, whoa.
Nice. You want to come down here? Yeah.
Going up through the second bonus gate now, so cleared that. And then this is my first bit of luck. Little flick, done.
Nice.
And now watch it, go straight up. So it's all about the lines. Look, straight up there, no problems. Up through gate 7, or down, whatever way you want to look at it. Nice and steady. Remember, this is all stock electronics. So on that bit, I saw the back wheel coming up and I nailed the throttle, because what I didn't want it to do was to come down and knock onto that gate 8. So I just hit the throttle to clear it while the back wheels are up in the air. This was a bit of a struggle, but once them tyres found some grip, straight up.
Use your lines further to your left, but if you can manage it. We're about to get some rain, so nicely driven.
And then this bit was pretty easy, up through gate 9, and then ready for the second bit of luck. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I just got it. And then through gate 10. I surprised myself.
Through 10 and complete, well done.
joint second place.
Yep.
The Bushido.
So that makes you equal with Paul Warren.
Equal second, is that?
Equal
What's minus 29 is the winner.
Minus 29 is race.
Minus 29.
So
Yeah.
28.
28.
So I had a few issues with my servo and it got really hot, so I didn't do any more running until the afternoon. I was second to last on this course. Because of my score on the first course, I was second to last. So I'd watched a few people, I'd got a few little tips that I thought would work for my one. The short wheelbase really helps it on here. So I just got through gate 2, down through a bonus gate, big loop round, back through the bonus gate. I don't need to worry about hitting it, I was just looking for the best line. Then across to gate 3. Not lost any points just yet, so better than the first course.
I'm way too nervous and I should be.
You can always pause for driver reposition if you need to cool.
I'm just feeling the pressure a bit.
I was, like I've just said that, I was proper nervous doing this, so I felt like lots of pressure on me.
Nice, well done.
Now I'd seen people were struggling with this, the front wheels were sliding right over to that 4th gate, so just luckily that back wheel dropped in, pulled it round, little blip of the throttle,
Driven.
through gate 4, through gate 5, quick trot round.
Driver reposition.
Now gate 6, so I took a different line. There's a bonus gate just down to the left, but I decided because gate 6, it was better to go through it straight like this than come back up through the bonus gate to try and get it at an angle. I took this route. Quite a few people went down through the bonus gate and then came back up to get gate 6, and they had some trouble getting around this corner. Just going steady. I'm realising now in my head, I'm like, I could do really well here, I could get a perfect score. Until this point. Because it sits really low, just got hooked up again. Took my first reverse on this course, so I had a perfect score up to this point. Reversed, went to go forward, and it dropped down again. I could only lose 2 more points, so another reverse. I got 1 more spare point now, so I managed to get around there. Slowly, really slowly down through gate 8. Quite easy just to drop onto the gate here.
2 minutes 45, Phil, you've got plenty of time.
Discussed this with a few other people. I think this was the best way to do it, was come back, go through gate 8, loop all the way back round, come back through the course, and now I don't need to worry about hitting the gates now because I've already cleared them all. I'm just going careful, making sure I'm following my line. So although it looks like I might be trying to avoid gates, I'm just making sure I take a decent line.
Don't have to worry about all the gates apart from the last one.
All the way back round to bonus gate 1, come back through 4, 5, and now come down through the bonus gate. And again, this is a little bit disappointing. This was it. I had to take this reverse and I couldn't take any more points. At this point I was joint first. So down through the bonus gate and then 2 more gates to go. I had to be so careful here, really nervous now. Gate 9, just about got it through without getting hung up. Just caught the tyre on there just to help me through. And then easy gate, but I didn't want to mess it up.
Yes! Well done!
There was 1 more run after mine. He was the guy who'd been leading on the first course. Unfortunately, his run wasn't great. I think he might have hit a gate or he came off the course and struggled to get back on. So it ended up I was joint first with Ian. He's a team driver for Pro Crawler and got, well, like I said at the start, got like multiple wins. How did I end up joint first with him? And as you'll probably already know, I won the Class 2 with the Bushido. How is that even possible? And in the end, it came down to times. Because our scores were the same, they had to count the times up from the first course and the second course.
And it's just hilarious, really. Relatively stock car with a Class 1 chassis. Class 2 rig that we all lost after. I came second.
Thank you.
How many seconds different? 20 seconds.
over 2 courses.
In the end, that was a 20-second difference. Ian won Class 1 and Class 3, so I stopped him getting a clean sweep.
Spin it up, bottles up, buddy. Spin it up.